Hey guys, what's up? Today I'm going to be putting together a little short video on how we can study vocabulary effectively online. So this is a common question for a lot of people, and it comes up a lot of times in my online classes, or really as well as just myself being a language learner and also a language teacher, trying to figure out what in the world can we do with when we read something or when we watch a movie or a series and we're taking notes and we have these huge lists of new words and in our target language, and we've looked up the translations and we know we know what they mean, we know what the explanation is, and we even know what it means and how to describe it in the actual language you're studying. But after that, we don't really know what to do with it. And this has happened to me before, specifically studying French, where I have these huge lists of notes, and they're great notes. They're super well organized, but they remain as notes because I don't internalize them, or I didn't internalize them the right way. And I have also had students recently who are learning lists of phrasal verbs, and they learn it, but they're overwhelmed. They're like, how am I going to remember this? How am I going to internalize this so I can apply it in the real world or in my classes or in my tutoring sessions? So this is just going to be a really basic video on what we can do and like first steps that we can take, because a lot of people don't know. So for example, let's start off here with how we're getting new vocabulary. And this is very simple, but let's say I'm studying Spanish. I go to CNN Español and I'm reading an article. Okay, fans de Game of Thrones deberán esperar por el nuevo libro. Okay, da 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 da. Reading here. Okay, I don't know this word. Abrumado. Write it down. All right, I can either look up the translation, or if I'm more advanced, I can go ahead and look up the description, the definition in Spanish. Okay, abrumado da 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 da, or just the translation. Okay, another word. Señalo. I don't know what this is. I look it up. I realize it's the verb señalar. Okay, great. So by reading something that is what we call comprehensible input. So you want input, which is just can come in the form of reading. It can come in the form of video. It can come in the form of something that you're visually seeing as well. And so that is input. What we want is by comprehensible input, we are going to have something that is at our level plus one. So for example, let's say that I'm an intermediate to high intermediate Spanish speaker or Spanish learner, and this is pretty much where I probably would want to be. All right. So it's not crazy language, it's just CNN. It's a very standard language. Okay. So what I am going to do is to be, okay, I found my level. This is my input plus one. This is what I'm going to focus on. So by doing that, I can be understanding 70-75% of what's going on, but there, or maybe even a little bit more, but there's going to be a lot of words that maybe pop up. Maybe, like I said before, señalar, abrumado, sumamente, these are things that I do not know what they mean, but I'm still getting the gist of what I'm reading. Okay, that's step one. So we make our list. All right, step two is we want to go in there and we have to decide what's going to work best for us depending on our level. So we can find a direct translation of the word abrumado, or we can go ahead and I can look in a Spanish speaking dictionary and I can find the definition in Spanish describing what this word means. And this works for you if you're a little bit, once you hit that intermediate level. Okay, perfect. You have those things. What you then want to do is use one of two, I'm sure there's other tools, but I would recommend one of two tools that we look at here. This is going to be Quizlet. They're both free. Quizlet is free. And what you're going to do with Quizlet is the first thing you're going to do is make an account. You get in, you're very simply going to, let's go back here if I can, a little ahead of you guys, is we're going to go ahead and go to your study sets. You can create a set. All right, it gives you that option right here. And very simply creating a set just like you would with a flashcard set, a physical set. You're going to do that here. So title, let's say it's going to be, since we're talking about Spanish, obviously this applies to almost any language. Let's just say razas de perros, all right? No, that's not good. Let's go ahead and just say animales, okay? Choose our first language being English, second language is Spanish, for example. And let's say here I have frog, okay? This will be my rana, my dog, my perro, and my turtle, all right, tortuga. Okay, great. So this is going to be a short stack. Let's go ahead and create. So once I create, this is going to create a study set. You also have the option, and you can actually import. And I'm not going to go into that right now. I think I'm going to do a part 2 where I'm showing you guys how to import larger files, larger lists up into both Quizlet and the other tool that we're going to look at. And this will be a great idea for set 2, or for video 2. But for video 1, let's just go ahead and we'll hit create here. Okay. Okay. So what you're going to see here is a number of different ways to study these sets now. All right. So very simply, we can go to flashcards. This is the most basic way. Okay. And right here, you're going to see both English and Spanish. You have the option here. You can actually put English on first, which is what I recommend. And then you're going to say, then you have to think to yourself, all right, I'm studying Spanish. What is this word? Rana. Okay, cool. Good. Dog. And I say gato. That's wrong. So, perro. Okay. So I can maybe even star this one for later. I can go to turtle. Tortuga. There we go. Perfect. Once I finish, I have all these cool options. So this is something I like about Quizlet. It gives you tons of different options. Study again, make it easier, start over. Okay. Another way to study is learn. All right. You're going to have to actually write out the words here. Speller. You're going to actually have to spell out words that you're hearing. Okay. All right. Let's see here real quick. And then we're going to go to test. Test is going to be studying these vocabulary words, but in kind of a more of a typical assessment type of way. So you have tortuga, you're going to have multiple choice questions, you're going to have the true false. This works for some people. Some people prefer this. Scatter, this is kind of cool. Basically, you're going to have all these words scattered out. You want to make everything disappear. So, tortuga, there we go, disappears. When they all disappear, I win the game, and it kind of keeps track of the records as well. Gravity, and this is something I haven't used yet. It's going to be a game, so it's pretty easy. Let's check this out here. Okay, so what it's going to do is it is going to be falling at you here. So let's say Rana, let's see what happens. Okay, so we're not shooting or doing anything like that cool, but it's still a game and it puts some pressure on you. All right, so you're going to be racking up points, and what I'm assuming is that it's going to gradually get faster, more difficult, more challenging. They're going to be coming down at once, and you're going to be having to protect this planet right here. Okay, cool. So that's really what you have here with Quizlet. So in a summary, Quizlet is going to be a fun way to practice and to gradually internalize new vocabulary by playing with it, by using it in different ways. So that's all actually really, really useful. The other thing too is you can actually save your sets, and you can get a smartphone app or a tablet app, and you can just be pulling those sets from there, and you can be studying them really on any device. So that's a huge advantage of this. Okay. Anki this is going to be the other tool that I wanted to talk about today. These are going to be friendly, intelligent flashcards that basically they use a spaced repetition system so that you are not studying the same vocabulary words every day, but it is set up, it's coded, the application is coded to basically based on scientific studies that they have done that have studied memory and the acquisition of information and how often you need to see a particular word or a particular piece of data to be able to internalize it over time. So super useful and very, very different in that way from Quizlet. So obviously you'll need to download it. I have a Mac, so I chose Mac. I downloaded it. And I have this here. Okay, so let's go back here really quick. I'm a little ahead of the game. So you're basically going to get something like this. And these are my three decks right here. And what you can do is you can go ahead and create your own deck. Okay, so I created one called Puppies. Click on Puppies, and I will go to Add. And I can manually add in the front of the card and the back of the card. All right, add, continue on, and that is one simple way to create my stack that I can study. So another way to do that, and I mentioned this with the Quizlet, is that you can also upload a large list or a text document, and I think this is something that I will be going into more specifically in a second video, just because there's some steps you have to take that would just be a distraction from this video right here, which is the idea is that it's a very basic intro. So, okay, we're good on that. So I can actually show you what it's going to look like for one of my stacks, and this is from this is a particular stack I created with vocabulary from a song in Portuguese, and this one that I'm studying. So I can go ahead and go to Study Now. All right, it's going to give me a word like shame. Let's say I have no idea what this word is. Envergonhar. Okay, damn, I didn't know. So what I can do here is I can hit again. And this is going to give it to me in 1 more minute. If I chose good, it's going to be 10 minutes. And if I chose easy, it's going to be 4 days. Okay, shallow. I know this one. This one's hassle. Okay, cool. So I feel pretty good about that. Easy. Okay, since I've studied this before, it's a little bit more spaced out. It understands that my memory can recall this word very quickly. Okay, so it knows 29 days later, I'm probably still gonna know it. Maybe it becomes a little bit more deteriorated in my mind, and I'm gonna have to be reminded of it. So cool, I can hit easy on that. To move away, oof, I don't really remember this one, but I think, nah, I don't remember. Afastar, okay, this is good. So I'm gonna need to see this again in about 10 minutes. Shame, and envergonho? Envergonhar, okay, good. So on this one, I was pretty close. I said envergonho, envergonhar, okay. So let's go ahead and hit good on that. Move away, easy for me now, afastar. That's good. So I'll see this again in 1 day. Shame, envergonhar. Okay, it's getting easier. I'll hit good on that again to give it to me tomorrow. Okay, so I finished my deck for now. To study outside of the normal schedule, click the Custom Study button below. So you can continue to study if you really feel like you need to. You have that option. Okay, so I think that's going to be it for right now. In a nutshell, what we're looking at here is step 1, find comprehensible input. Don't go to something where you don't know anything. That's just going to be overwhelming. You want to be reading or watching, listening, consuming something that is at your level +1. It's going to be more enjoyable, and you're going to get more out of it, and you're also going to be able to pull good vocabulary from there that you can study. Second is that you have Quizlet. Third is that you also have Anki. And the fourth thing is that once you study this stuff, it's a great idea to go back and reread the input or to re-listen or to re-watch the input where you pulled these words from. This is going to help you internalize the vocabulary. The fifth thing that you can do is to use that vocabulary. It's hard to just go out and say, I'm going to use all these 50 to 100 words or more. So really what I recommend is to kind of go through this process, this 1, 2, 3, come back to your reading, read it again, you internalize it some more, and you'll notice that if you are in a conversation, for example, at italki.com, or if you are one of my students, you'll have the option or the opportunity to be using these in conversation, or to take a chance and just experiment with a word, or maybe one of these words just comes up, and when it does, you're going to internalize it even more. It's going to become even more part of your vocabulary and the things that you're capable of saying, capable of understanding. And I really have proven to myself time and time again, not only through studies on linguistics, but also just simply as a language learner and a language teacher, that following this process is it's not only very straightforward, but it works, and it's proven to work time and time again. And it's a great methodology for how you can pick up new vocabulary, what to do with it, and then how to really just make it become a part of your language skill set. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave comments below, or just shoot me an email at personalfluencycoach@gmail.com. You can check out my website blog at www.personalfluencycoach.com. Thank you guys so much, and we'll be in touch. Have a great, great, great week. Bye.